Hello, Muster006 back for I Want to Find My Destiny Part 5. Last time I completed Stage 4, the ice area, and took out the boss, Frostwind. And now we're into a... what looks like a kind of... I hesitate to say jungle area, because we'll kind of perhaps see that a little bit later on. It'll be something that's probably lent itself more to being a jungle. But yeah. Nice little tranquil area here with awesome Lion King Pride Lands, I think it is, music playing. Love this music. And unfortunately, wall jumps. Now the wall jumps in this game I think work probably a little bit differently to how they do in other ones. So, well, for starters, you do get a double jump, even if you've already double jumped. But yeah, they kind of work. I'm trying to think of a game that I haven't let's played one where they work this particular kind of way. But I know I've definitely played games where it certainly feels similar in terms of how these wall jump mechanics work. But yeah, maybe I've not let's played one, which isn't very good from a demonstration point of view. But I don't know, it feels a little less sticky somehow. And so from that point of view, it actually feels like it's certainly one of the better double jump mechanics in I Want to Be games. It just feels, I don't know, more fluid, less sticky, and that most of the time, it actually works properly for me. Not all the time. So wall jump's never going to be like my top on my list of favourite gimmicks, or if you want to call it a gimmick. As you say, sometimes I'm still losing double jump. So yeah, it's not perfect. Again, whether that's me or the game, well, let's not blame the game. It's probably me, but yeah, wall jumping just never my favourite thing. But I do find it better than probably better than most in this game. Oh damn it! I was hoping for a save. I've got to pull off another bloody double jump or the wall jump. But we're done. Good. See what happened there? No reason whatsoever I failed there. Right. So, whoa, what on earth was going on there? Introduced to the first little area where you can see we're going to have to kind of shoot away the brush or whatever it is in order to get through. It's kind of used quite a bit from now on. So, yeah, it's used. Wow, that was clumsy as hell. It's almost always blindingly obvious that you're going to have to do it. No, your path is pretty much blocked. So, yeah, it's not. Whoa, nope. I need more height. I need more height. Thank you. It's not like it's ever ambiguous that you're going to have to do it, and yeah, it's reasonably. The areas where you're going to have to do it on screen are, pretty clear. Sometimes you will have to spend a bit of time mucking around on the wall jump area while you are, clearing the path, and that's a little bit kind of tricky. But yeah, okay, I'm clearly not supposed to go that way. One thing I suppose I haven't already mentioned, I don't know if it was obvious on maybe a couple of other screens ago now, is the waterfall kind of effect. So that does, at least for me, seem to... Come on, thank you. Like, reduce the height of the... Oh, did I just drop off the flipping edge? Oh, that was dumb as hell, wasn't it? I was not paying attention at all. I thought it was the edge of the screen. Yeah, that was extraordinarily dumb. But yeah, it does seem to kind of like, as a waterfall naturally would, kind of weigh the kid down a little bit. So the jumps don't quite go as high when you are jumping through or out of a waterfall. And yeah, again, you can clearly see again more times where the sodding wall jumps just, I wouldn't say don't work, but yeah, a lot of the time I'm still like not getting the double jump that I really think I should. It is blindingly obvious, if I shut up, that I haven't got it, because I'll hear the, whoops, that's not very good at all. I'll hear like a bit like a whooshing sound. So yeah, if I don't hear that, then I know something's gone wrong. But yeah, while I'm kind of talking as well, it's a bit harder to hear it, to listen out for. And I hate that jump at the end there, or the top there. Really, really tight. Of course, again, I'm trying to be conscious not to jump too high and hit my head on the ceiling, because I don't think that's going to really help. But, yeah. The hitboxes for the like the spikes or the brush on this area are kind of a little bit, I don't want to say wonky because it's not. I don't think it's anything like that, but yeah, they just feel like they cover kind of a bit more of a distance than, you know, or a wider area than perhaps regular spikes would. And I really don't like that jump at the top. That should be, nope, still not good enough. Again, there's a thing about trying to get too close to that. If that doesn't do it, I'm not happy at all. Oh no, no, no! Oh, I've got to do it again now. Yeah, wow. I know there's a waterfall there, and that kind of made me think about the height of the jump I needed to make, but still. Yeah, that. See what I feel like most of the times I'm kind of like clearing this, but landing on that. So I kind of feel like, okay, I need to get closer to the right then in order to give myself more distance. But when I do that, I tend to find that I hit hit the spike that's like above me here. Above me and to the left there on the edge of the platform. Thank you. I did not want to have to do that again. So yeah, a little bit of kind of a hitbox kind of a thing going on here. Anyway, that's done, and I'm glad about it. We also have this kind of waterfall effect here, where we get kind of like pushed back now, because you know the waterfall is flowing. But yeah, not too bad to have to worry about. It doesn't like flow really fast either, so yeah. This bit's kind of fun. I say in inverted commas. Kind of have to do a little bit kind of a clever jump there to kind of reach around and take out the shrub that's in our way. So as you can see here, waterfalls now with oh, that was so dumb. Waterfalls with spikes that we have to kind of worry about. Again, as you can hopefully see, it's a bit difficult to kind of show off massively because I need to not linger on the waterfalls for too long. But it's not like you get swept away really quickly. To put it that way, the speed at which you travel is is pretty generous. Okay, so I'm going to have to jump to the wall jump, and we're good. In fact, here's probably a good place to demonstrate. So yeah, definitely pushing you back. I don't quite believe I did that. Back to my waterfall bit though, definitely pushing you back, but hopefully that kind of demonstrated that, yeah, not too quickly. I don't like this bit, or that jump anyway, so that was a terrible way to die. Yes, there's a flipping bit of brush there that I need to avoid. Oh, and you don't go up there, you go up the area to the left. Okay, wonderful. Little bit mean, little bit not obvious. Not like there's a massive distance to go to do it, or a whole lot to do again, but still. As far as I can tell, no indication at all that you can't go up off the screen where I tried to there. Cliff jumps! Actually, that wall jump's a bit more generous than I perhaps otherwise thought it was before. It goes down quite low, so you don't have to be too precise with your jump there. The birds, incidentally, or whatever these are, don't hit you either, so in case you thought I was having to pay attention to those and while going through the screen, no, they're just background decoration. Nope, way too close to the flipping spike. There we go. Get rid of the brush here. Nearly screwed that jump up spectacularly, and I didn't appreciate that the bloody waterfall carried me to the right. I don't know why. I know this bit carries me to the left, but still, should have at least kind of paid attention to what was going on. Ugh. Yeah, I hope you can kind of get a bit of a feel for how the spiky kind of things here are kind of a little bit just kind of more awkward from a hitbox detection point of view too. I need to single jump over that. I don't know why maybe I don't. Yes, I do need to single jump over that. Yeah, the hitbox is just a little bit more awkward. No, I need to single jump it. How many times have I now said that? Okay, so now we get another gimmick. These vines. Now they don't swing or anything, and you just use them to grab onto, to traverse through, and yeah, they're kind of nice. I kind of like them. They work very well. I should say that as well. I never feel like I never feel like I'm going to slip off. And you never feel like you're going to slip off them or anything like that. You do get a kind of like double jump, if you will. I mean, most of the time you're probably just going to be walking off them or to one side, so it kind of like feels a bit like it's. Damn it! I knew that was kind of coming there, and I screwed up the timing. So yeah, you could possibly get. So yeah, for instance, if I'm just kind of like jumping, so I just got like slowly kind of ascending the down. It was absolutely terrible. Ascending the vine. So yeah, you always probably have to kind of like walk off or fall off the edge, or one edge, and then yeah, you've got one kind of double jump after that. Yeah, good. Got the timing right that time. A little bit tricky that. So because you do drop quite quickly, and you have to kind of move. Not so quick that you end up hitting the brush on the left-hand side, as I did the first time, but obviously not so late that you don't make it and you fall on the brush on the floor. But yeah, when you fall off of a screen, fairly quickly, that can be quite difficult to time. Here we have to kind of fall off the vine and then jump back on in order to get rid of that brush. It's not too bad. You can actually take away the top. That was terrible. Take away the top two just by actually kind of hanging off at that at its pretty much lowest point, so probably a bit lower, but yeah, for the bottom two you do need to, or the lower two you do need to. Good. I don't know why I did that. I wanted to save my double jump for later. That was terrible. Yeah, for the bottom two you're going to have to drop completely off the vine and then jump back on it, but you don't have to go that low, so it's not really much of a problem. I keep screwing that up. I keep screwing up lots of things in here as well. Mainly due to, and I'm going to keep repeating it, the hitboxes of the brush just being a little bit non-normal to what you're used to, what most people will be used to. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to save the double jump for there. That's much better. I'm somehow going to miss that vine. Having just said that I don't really have a problem with vines ever falling off or anything, twice in a row, yay. Get rid of them. That's kind of a tight jump, must admit. 3 times now? 4 times? Are you kidding? I know I've got to go over to the hang on the edge of the right-hand edge to avoid that brush from the left-hand wall, but seriously. Obviously my reflexes are not that quick, so wow, that was atrocious. So that I can like grab, go back to the left and grab the vine. Oh, okay, that's kind of tight. I want to do this go because that is kind of tight. Oh, lovely! Jumped way too soon. I cannot believe how often I'm slipping off this vine. That's getting kind of annoying now. Getting the jump height off of these things can be kind of tricky, and hence that's probably why I screwed up on the last little bit, which is very annoying because I don't like this jump at all. The brush off both edges. This one's not very nice either, I must admit. Yep, I was way too high up there, but there's a kind of a bit of a somewhat, I want to say, kind of like delayed reaction after you kind of drop off to when you want to press the jump, which can kind of obviously throw you off. So yeah, a little bit like that. So I'm jumping like way too soon after falling off the vine, and yeah, I need to wait a little bit longer so that I drop down in order to not jump up and hit the bloody brush on the ceiling. Oh, I don't like that jump. Right, let's not mess this one up this time, please. Good. Be very, very careful, and yes, we're good. Okay, I think we must be nearing roughly the end of the stage. I think we've gone through a fair few screens. There's brush there, so I'm going to have to go over on that side. And I'm going to completely fail to realise that there's brush on the ceiling there. Good job, good job. fell off the bloody vine. I don't believe it. I don't recall anyway having this much of a problem. Not that it's been a huge problem, admittedly, still, but I don't recall like falling off these vines this frequently. And for the most part, I think they work really well. To be honest, it's probably me just being stupid, but it's less rage-inducing if I can blame the game. However unfair that might be. Okay, pretty pleased with that for a first go. On that screen, yay, very happy with that. Okay, so the waterfall log climbing section. I never find that this is like ridiculous from the you know the logs that they give you. Sometimes they'll be a little less kind of yeah. Thankfully, I made that jump as well. They'll be they'll be much more spaced out, so it can cause a few problems. But it never feels like it generates impossible scenarios. And so even if it does, it's a small section. There's a save right down there. You can usually jump off, even if you end up having to fall down a bit. You can usually get yourself back to safety. So I don't have a real problem with that section at all, really. Now, this bit, well, let's try and... I'm swear I can take a shortcut here. So, looking at where you're perhaps kind of supposed to go, I'm pretty sure that you're supposed to go down to the bottom here. In fact, I will... Since I've kind of like... I will maybe just kind of show that off. Since I've clearly... Whoops, that's not good at all. I need to shoot these. Yeah. Since I've kind of like clearly showed off that would work. So yeah, I've made it to the save. But I took a big shortcut there, so I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. I think surely you're supposed to do this, drop all the way down to the bottom here. But yeah, since there does happen to be an area there where there isn't shrub actually blocking the path as well, you can actually yeah, take a considerable shortcut. So yeah, now I'm back to where I was before. But yeah, you can make it into that gap from the left-hand side. So yeah. Here's hoping I don't screw up. Now, oh, lovely. Wow, there you go. Right, well, I've shown off both ways now. I'm going to take the shortcut. And hope that I don't screw this up again. Yeah, good. Oh, flippin' hell. Oh, come on now. Yeah, wonderful. That's about 3 times that I should have had this now done. Probably more. Oh, make that 4 or 5. Why do I keep screwing this jump up? It's not difficult. And this, as for screwing that one up, that's inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. No, I'm doing that completely wrong. I think anyway. Yeah, must have to go in there. I don't want to say that is impossible, but sure is a hell of a lot easier to go around this way. I didn't hold up to grab the vine. Yay me. Okay. Let's make sure we cleared all the vine out, all the brush out of the way. Yes. And good. Last screen. We basically just have to make a few double jumps. A few kind of tight or long gaps we have to clear, but yeah, not too bad. As I say, as I've said quite a few times, last stages of the screen tend to be some of the easiest. They don't tend to be like the gimmicks really kind of overused. And yeah, well, stage 5 levels done. Here's hoping I can beat the boss this video. And yeah, giant Tyrant Triffid. This one has quite a bit of health. And as with most of them, again, it's going to be knowing very much where you need to stand at what points in time. So, and that's not good at all. So, yeah, anyway. First off, when he kind of shoots this crap at you, I like to be on the like bottom platform and then kind of jump out of the way, and then I want to kind of like pummel away at him when he rises up. This is bad. I'm not really getting a lot of chance to explain moves here, so I'll have to kind of think about how this is going to kind of work. But yeah, anyway, I've done that terribly. But, oh, and thanks for that little last projectile. So yeah, sometimes these projectiles can really like screw you over. I mean, admittedly, you probably can dodge them almost wherever they are, but from a point of view actually wanting to get in some hits, want to try and get in a few. For this one, I kind of want to be at the top for the vine initially, but then I want to go right down to the kind of like the bottom, as far to the right as I can do in order to fake that out. Okay, so while I've got some time here, so yeah, what I wanted to do was kind of drop down here because the vine shakes down, and then I want to get up the top because there's a little poison thing, and I want to get out of the way of wow. But at least we get to see it again. So let's try and explain this. So yeah, up the top initially. Dodge those, and now I want to be down here. But now I want to get right up the top because yeah, I do not want to. Yeah, if I'm in the vicinity of that, it will kill me. So I need to get up and just kind of muck around here while that's going on. Now I need to take out this kind of plant base thing at the bottom. I want to do so in such a way that the bloody vines there, or the bloody projectiles that's shooting at me, don't completely cover the floor. Because basically, yeah, if you think I'm being like really kind of cautious there, and that should be no problem, what's going to happen is he's going to the plant is going to come flying out at me, and yeah, if I'm at the bottom of the screen, it's going to be a bit of a thing to dodge. So yeah, I kind of need to not do what I'm doing at the moment, and I can't quite. This might be a case of having to relearn the timing on how that's going to work, because yeah, at the moment that's clearly not going very well. Bloody projectiles. I'm sure there are lots of different ways you could do this, and again, with it being like for the first thing, I'm not overly fussed if I'm like dying at the beginning, but yeah, sometimes these projectiles just kind of like come out at a pattern that makes it like really difficult for me to kind of dodge the plant when it flies at me the way I want to. But yeah, I am conscious that I might not be doing that in a particularly good way. Oh, my goodness sake. Yeah, there we go. Right, he's going to dash at me. So if I'm at the bottom, that's going to become a huge pain in the neck to avoid. This bit's pretty straightforward. I haven't really got any complaints about this. You definitely want to be at the top again to avoid the poison and whatnot. And then this bit, I need to spend a lot of time luring this thing. As you can clearly see, it's kind of chasing me around the screen. But we need to do a lot in order to kind of need to kind of be well away from it and lure it around quite a bit. And we've got this attack. Oh, I've done screwed this up. I've done screwed that up. That was terrible. Blah, blah, blah. But at least again, I will get to show off some of the moves that I didn't get to talk about earlier. See, projectile, really freaking annoying. But anyway, for a first thing, I can accept it. It also does mean that I definitely want to kill this thing before the pattern repeats, or I could end up getting screwed up by that after I've gone through an entire cycle and probably gotten down to a fair low health. There, good. Right, so yeah, this is no problem really at all. Just pay attention to where they're going to land. Yeah, and don't be on the bottom because again, the poison or whatnot will get you. So for this bit, I mean, there's loads of different ways. Wow! There's loads of different paths you could weave in order to just, elongate that period. Can't think what the hell I want to say. Make that section last, as long as it does. Because if you can't like just take the straightforward path, you're going to find that you're probably going to end up running out of room. So you do need to kind of like bob and weave all over the place. I don't know why I'm shooting here. There's a barrier up. I'm clearly not going to hit him. You do kind of need to bob and weave just so that you can. The thing goes away and isn't on screen for a long period of time. So I do want to kind of lure this as much as possible. So hence why I'm actually getting a few extra hits here, but hence why I'm kind of like jumping to make that kind of a bit longer than it needs to be. So here I can kind of jump a few times, go over to the right and double jump back and fake him out there. So yeah, otherwise, whoa, that was really, really bad. Otherwise it could have been a bit sticky. For this bit, you just want to kind of jump over the things as at the top, and then here you want to drop down to this area and kill this thing, so that I can avoid those projectiles. Then you want to get up and avoid those projectiles. You're then going to dash across, which is no problem. Needle section, not so bad, but laser bit, a bit more so. I think we've seen most of everything at this point in time. My damage, what I'm going to do to him at this point in time, is going to be absolutely atrocious. But yeah, I think we've seen much of everything. Again, a lot of it boils down to knowing where you need to be at certain points in time. Everything is on a cycle, so once you know what's going to happen, nothing should really surprise you. In fact, I'm going to stand a bit closer to the right here so that I can actually shoot him a bit quicker. Because by doing so, those shots will take less time to reach him, and I should be able to get a few more in. That looks a lot better than it was previously. I've screwed that up horribly, though. I'm going to have to take a little bit of a really obnoxious kind of weaving path here, and hope that it will work out fine. Only problem is, he's now going to dash down at me. And I'm also going to... No, I'm not! I need to be on the left-hand side there to avoid getting whacked by that little thing. Because it first moves to the right. Ugh. That was so good. I actually felt like I did so much damage there on that other phase. By a complete accident, because it's not what I wanted to do at all. What am I thinking of there? Ugh. So yeah, lucked out and did pretty well there. Also got way more loads more hits in there than I would ordinarily. Completely by accident, by messing up. I should feel like I should mess up on purpose a bit more. Okay, yeah, I think I've got that. I think I've got that kind of sorted now. Much happier with that bit now. That was causing a few problems before. Okay, so let's try and not mess this up quite so bad this time. Okay, so yes, this time I've got an area where I can actually, I think at least anyway, jump up. So I will do the usual kind of route I normally like to take. Yeah, fine. Okay, so let's stay over here first, because it goes to the right first time. So jump over it, and jump over it again. When the poison goes away, drop down and take this thing out. Then jump up, and you'll get out of the range of this attack. Hopefully. Oh my god, you're almost dead. So this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Right, for the lasers, just kind of be quick. I like to just kind of like, drop down and jump up. And for the most part, for most of the time, it works out pretty nicely that you can just avoid things. Oh, I am going to get in before this happens. Don't kill me. Don't you dare kill me. Okay, so there's no barrier that time around, so it's a lot easier to actually be on the top of the screen, because you normally start the fight off at the bottom. It's a lot easier then, clearly, to be at the top of the screen and actually get some hits in. I was very, very worried there, having not killed him before the end of that, before he started his cycle there, that I was going to come a cropper with a save. That I was going to come a cropper with those projectiles just being in an obnoxious position. But no, all worked out brilliantly. He doesn't have a barrier up at the beginning, and you can pummel away and get those extra 10-15 shots in that I managed. Yay! Another boss that went down pretty well. Still can't complain about anything. Here is stage 6 though. I will of course save it for next time, but it's a water world, and we all know how well the water worlds tend to go. I actually don't have too much of an issue with this. For the most part, there is one thing I do have a little bit of a problem with, and I'll get to talk about that later, but it's still a reasonably okay level actually, for a water level. But I will do that next time, and hope to see you for it. Until then, cheerio.